What do you reckon, guys? Should we go in? We've had enough, yeah? Hello, guys. It's the Ed Shed again. And obviously, if you get the videos that I did last night, which were videos of me doing this, you will see that I was struggling. But on my own, it's very hard. Now, basically, we're having a bit of this because, as I said, I need to get it down level. I need to get it onto the jig, onto the floor jig. So, look, for the people who can't see what I'm trying to do, who don't understand, these are going to go in there, like that. Right? And that will then, the diff will then mount onto this plate here, somewhere around where my chin is. Oh, it might go like that if I want it longer. I don't know. At the moment, I've only got these left, so I'm going to be making whatever I can with what I've got. So the idea is weld that in when it's down level, and obviously sort these out. Now they are in, remarkably enough, but of course the body shell's slightly at an angle. So I'm not, I'm not saying that they're in the right place, but they are. They're not moving now. They're within the tolerances of my spirit levels, which are on a bad level because they're on an angle.
Yeah,
So,
and they're
they're
all
not
old.
exactly spirit leveled. Look.
They're all old and bent anyway.
Yeah, look, but look, it's level there. Look. Anyway, so we're in about here with the box section. So I plug welded it there, and I'm going to plug weld a bit again. But I think it'll be good enough once I get all that rear frame, it'll be fine. So if my assistant came in here a bit, you'll be able to see that it's not. I mean, that is pretty similar to the original. I'm going to go obviously mount it here and here, and I've got that on both sides. The rear bulkhead obviously will straighten it, and I'm going to put a piece across the two sills, and then that's what that box section will go on to, and that will sort of make a square to give it straight. That's the plan. Then I will look at the diff, and the problem is the diff cage I've got is the wrong one. I'm not going to use it anyway. I was going to mount the diff on a plate, which is somewhere about here. Might have gone down there, might be. Oh, where it is? It's gone. Anyway, no, it's over there. So I'm going to mount the diff on a plate, and it'll be about there somewhere, I'm thinking. And obviously I'll tidy that up when I weld into the transmission tunnel. Now, the plan today is get it onto there flat so that I can then go and get some more steel. Well, only off-cut rubbish. And I'm going to go across there with it. Again, mention the DS. I was thinking dynamic stability group. DSC Engineering. I'm going to go see Tom, and who's supplying metal. And obviously that is the plan. That then I'll be able to do the inner sills. I'll be able to get the back legs on, and I'll be able to get the diff mounted. When that's done, the idea is to get it down on some wheels. Now, obviously that might well be nicking the subframe out of that one. Nick the front subframe complete out of that of the car. So I've got all the front, but then I've got no mountings. Yeah, all right, we're not going to get lowered. We
Weld it in.
yeah, that's over now. I'm going back for more. Yeah, so basically a bit of box section across here from the two sills, and then that, and that will all come together, and then we can put some gussets and whatever. And I think it'll be fine. I think. But I think it will be good. I don't think it's going to be. I mean, I was waiting for all the people to go, oh, it won't be strong enough, you're going to die. I mean, I'm already getting, people saying that it looks like it's not going to be really strong, and it's going to be, and I think it's going to be perfectly all right, to be honest. I'm not worried. I mean, I stretched a Volkswagen Jetta once, didn't I? So, I mean, if I could, and that lasted how many years? So, I mean, we scrapped it, it was so strong. It held water, that was that good.
Everything else but your welds rotted out.
Yeah, the car rotted away, but the welds were good. But anyway, so, no, as I say, guys, look, I did say I want it on its wheels by Friday. I'm doing one of those, the deadline, it's got to be done by Friday. So, I'm obviously saying that if I can get another day on it today and get it looking like it should, I can then see whether I've got the enthusiasm to go on. Infamy, they've all got it in for me. Right, so I'll say, guys, like, subscribe, follow us back if you want to follow more of this build. And I know people are going to go, yeah, well, you haven't finished the one you got next door. No, I haven't, but I'm going to. But they're going to go sort of hand in hand like this, like together. That must have been a year. I haven't touched that for a year. I've certainly looked
Yeah.
at my diary.
So we'll do this one, and then about 3/4 of the way through doing this one,
We'll give
you're
up.
going to create a coupe.
Oh, a wide body
A
coupe.
wide body coupe.
No, I'm not going to. Yeah, I was actually thinking about a coupe last night. I was thinking of like, length of the doors, blah blah blah.
Drop the
kneecap
roof line.
belt, drop the roof line, French it, jack the back end up, put a spoiler, use it as a snowplow.
Hooray!
Yay! Right, guys. Now, this is a quick one here. We come upon a dilemma. It's not that bad, but it is a bit of a pain. I've only got 40 inches to play with them doors, so this was the idea for the chassis. This obviously is not going to be in there. That's just this weight just holding down the wood. It's not wind blowing it away. I've cut the brackets off that I put on because they're all right, but they were too high. So I've got a brace across the back, which is catching the back edge of the floor. It needs a little bit of a trim round the transmission tunnel, and then obviously the chassis legs can sit on top of it and they can brace from there up to there, hence forming a really good solid triangle. But there's the diff on the floor out there, and the differential is offset, and it's also 12 inches in height, and it's 7 inches from the top of the mounting to where the pinion is that needs to go up that hole, right? And obviously the higher I come up, the higher the back floor is, which means the doors are getting, the doors are coming down here. Now, I'm not adverse to sorting out the end of it, because at the end I've only got to do, so the doors could close inside the box and they could close into the back of the car. I've got this tow bar going on it, and I've got the fuel tank fitting under there, MGB, which is up the top in stock. Needs cleaning out. But we're having trouble with this diff because it's a diff mounting plate. Obviously, all the hot rodders, weld it across, weld a plate on the box, and mount the diff to it. Brilliant. And then put your shock mounts. I'm having a little diff for that. See in a minute. Right, after numerous ideas and numerous plans and having the boys back by Christmas, the cats and I, they're waiting. They've given up caring, they don't care anymore. So what we've got is a XJS axle cage and an XJS diff, power lock. I think it's a 307. Now,
Not the rarer 288
knob cheese. No, it's not a rare 288 knob cheese. It's a 307, I think. Anyway, so as you can see, the cage is there, and we're assembling it in the cage. Now, I know all the people who are going, you can't do that. Well, I am. What I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow that cage. So I'm going to narrow it, and I'm going to weld the cage to my superstructure, getting my diff, and I'm going to keep the cage to mount the diff, because I can weld that into the car. That's the plan. And if we keep it structurally sound and tight, in theory that cage will allow me then to obviously use the original shock mounts for my shocks. I'm hoping. Now this might all go out the window yet, so don't don't get your hopes up, guys. Yeah, obviously my assistant here is like, he's young and foolish, and he thinks it should have 20-inch wheels and be slammed to the deck.
I do not
on air
think
ride.
It should be slammed.
He said it should have air ride on it.
All I said was, you've got a set of 20-inch wheels.
Can you hear this?
For the sake of it, if you're going to make it look like that whole, sedan delivery with all your jokey bits on the side of it, and it's going to be the rusty look. What would look funny or funky is to have a rusty looking Mark II Jag, which is super period, and then a huge set of 20-inch wheels on. Because he's got a set of 20-inch wheels, and it just would give that
panache.
That's
that flair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, we could listen to me.
flair.
Yeah. Well, at the moment we're building it with these wire wheels, right? We don't know which is left or which is right. I got some spinners somewhere, but it ain't going to matter because this is not final fit. We're just doing this because,
Although in Edshed fashion, we don't like doing things twice. So
no,
it could be final fit.
fucking
You
could
never
be
know.
just welded in and gone. Yeah. So basically, the main welding of the chassis legs and the rear bulkhead tin is done. Everything from there backwards has already been on and then come off again. And we actually mocked it up. I don't know whether did we get a video of the mock-up? Yeah, we did. I got a mock video before that strange van arrived. So the idea is to weld the cage in. That should get me the diff, and that should sit up level. Now, the only thing is that's going to mess me up is that 60mm messes up my rear doors. So at the back there might be a bit of a shenanigan going on.
Again, in Ed fashion, he picked up one thing and has decided he's going to try and build the car around that one thing. The one thing is the set of doors.
Look at those bloody doors. Aren't they beautiful?
The rest of the car,
they were donated by a very nice guy. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to use them. I'm not going to be wasted. I don't like someone donates something that's in good condition like that for me. That matches the car.
It doesn't match the car.
Bloody does, as far as I'm concerned.
They've got nothing in common with this car.
What about all that white rust?
Oh well, there we go.
Bloody children. What do you think, cats? They think, sod you.
Yeah,
Look at them sulking. They're not talking to each other. Probably because they haven't been fed.
Everything's got to be done to accommodate this.
No, listen. Yes, it has. Because I'm not making any bloody doors, right?
They're making everything else.
Yeah, but this is easy. I could do this in my sleep. This is easy stuff, what we're doing here. I mean, it's not so easy for me because you got the good wishbone. I got the rusty one that needs the bearings putting out of that hub into that one. So, thank you for that. Thank you, son. But look, let's just say, and this is what I'm going to say, if we had an S-type cage, we could just mount it straight on the road.
But this is the thing, we can't go and get an S-type.
No, because I'm not spending money. What do you think I am, made of money? This is made of scrap. And the reason it's made of scrap is because, that's all I've got is scrap.
Just imagine, okay.
For a minute, yeah, imagine.
Dude,
let's do one of those.
For a minute,
yeah.
We had an S-type cage. Yes. It'd be built. It'd be on the floor now, wouldn't it? It'd be on wheels.
Yeah, because we could have used their rubber bead, but they're bloody. They must be 50-year-old. They're perfect.
Yeah, but you bang, bish bash while a job Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. It's in there. And
there's one thing that we've all joyfully forgetting about is the bloody exhaust systems. We might have to have a side exit, which would look brilliant. 2 side pipes, chrome side plates made out of they're made out of drain pipes and painted silver.
It could have side pipes.
What do you think?
Obviously, remembering that we haven't necessarily ironed out exactly where.
I will say that we're going to have to turn that round. Because that's not forward drive, is it? We're not having the engine in the back. No. Don't tell them about that idea. It'll just go back. Yeah, it'll have 6 forward gears, reverse gears, and 1 forward.
Yeah, we can't do that because it would mean that we can't get the chassis as low as possible, so that we've got as much room in the van as we need to.
For my rear doors.
Yeah, because obviously the rear doors would then
Just don't be your rear doorist. That's what you are.
You're going to start rear doorist.
You are. Do you know what? I'm going to say this now. I'm going to say this now. He wanted to put a scimitar back end in this. And he designed the idea that we're going to cut the chassis legs, round them out, and put the tube in a bit at the back so we had the Watts linkage bar. And then we're going to change the axle for a Mark II one. And then we're going to have a scimitar fuel tank. And then we're going to have a hatch at the back because there was nothing left, no room.
Yeah, but what is
I won't even be able to get a bed in this.
Funeral car.
Oh, stop. See, he's doing the funeral car bit.
This is what he said. It's going to be a funeral car.
It could double for a funeral car.
Yeah, looking cool. Tamex on the side of it.
Yeah. Funerals done cheap. No job too big or small.
Yeah. Apart from you don't take tall people because there's not enough room.
Oh no, we can bulge them in the front. We can always we can put a bulge in the back door. Like a square. A square.
That means we'd have to do something to the doors and we can't possibly do that.
Just stop. Look. Anyway, guys, I said we were going to have it done by Friday. Well, it's Wednesday now.
Yeah, there's lots of Fridays in a year, so.
Is it? Don't know many. But basically, no. Even if I have to do a Winston Groovy tonight, you know who he is, don't you? Winston Groovy did a song called The Night Shift. I worked till 3 o'clock in the morning last night, and then got up at 8 o'clock today to come and do another load. So, mother load. I am really, really, really getting into this. I'll tell you what, this is going to be the fastest milk float in the West. All right, guys. So look, that's it. Load of rubbish. next time you see that, hopefully that'll be done and the jobs are good. See you in a minute. Bye.
Good.
Right, guys. Well, obviously we've got a big problem. Look at this. Now, we've used an XGS cage with obviously the XGS diff, and we've used the S-type bottom wishbones and S-type drive shafts, and the wheels will not go any further down. That is the maximum drop on them. They're solid. I mean, I don't know. I thought that. Well, anyway. Obviously, we know the cage is wrong. They won't go down. They'll come up. They won't go down. But even when they come up, they're not going straight. Actually, the drive shaft's not turning that side.
No, but that doesn't make any difference, does it?
But I mean, I know the cage is wrong. We know the cage is wrong. But I thought that if we put the obviously, I mean, I've done this on that E-type and it works. I've done it on loads of cars and it's worked. But this isn't working. And I don't know why they're like that. We know they're not E-types. They're not E-type shafts. No, I think they're both the same length, aren't they? The drive shafts?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a Houston, we got a problem. Now, I'm trying to look at this and say, well, obviously you can't alter the fulcrum points on the bottom, because if you took the drive shaft in, then you might sort that out. But then you take the drive, look how close it is to the disc. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. That's absolutely confusing me. It's almost like the drive shafts are too short or the wishbones are too long, but they are not. The S-type and the 420 are the same. But why the hell they'd be doing that, I do not know. I mean, you put the wheels on there, it's going to be like squatted, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, it'd look worse than a Beetle.
Well, we were going great guns until then. We were absolutely flying along. I don't know. I don't know what to do. A total eclipse of the heart.
I reckon if we put those hubs and those drive shafts back on again.
Well, yeah, I think they'll be tipping the other way. Because that shaft is so much longer, I think they'll do that. But the hubs are all the same. Those hubs are the same as those hubs.
But if they tip like that, it won't necessarily matter, will it? Because
if they tip forward.
Yeah, if they tip forward, because by the time you put the shocks in to pull them back up again, it should sit.
Well, that was the other problem. We couldn't get the shocks in. The shock is, there's that much difference. You can't get the shock down far enough to get the spring in.
And that's because we can't push them down because the drive shafts are holding them up.
Yeah, something really bangs in there and jams it solid.
So the drive, like I say, I think these hubs and drive shafts back on again with those bottom wishbones, and it'll work.
Or you need a lot of spaces behind the drive shaft, behind the shafts. The space, the shaft.
God, how many spaces are you going to need to do that?
Well, I've seen quite a lot of them.
There's around about 7 spaces on either side. Anyway, you put your spaces back on, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I got one.
So did I. So it's spaced.
Well, I'll tell you what.
My side doesn't look anywhere near as bad as the other side, as your side.
That side, the right side, looks better. But even if you articulate it up, right? You haven't got any up because like we're sitting here, but. He's still tipping, canting in, isn't he?
Yeah. And you can't get the shock on because you tried to put the shock on.
You can't get the shock on at all, that's impossible.
So.
And I think the shock's going to be vertical, so that won't work. Anyway, so obviously that's a bit of a shame because we were just about to get the fire out big well, and I was going to cut that bang out of there.
Yeah, well, don't do it yet until we've worked out the axle issue, shall we? We'll come back to you on this one.
I'm doing it.
We'll come back to you.
Right, so there's a mock-up. That's a rough idea. We've got a bit of issue. I think we got the wrong drive shafts. We've got E-type drive shafts, so we're having a real problem. But basically, if that comes up to the top of the rail and I get the right shafts on there, I will hopefully have a working back suspension, and then obviously you can see what I'm going to do. That's like that. Got a few reinforcers and it will be fine. So there you go. That is starting to come together. We'll see a bit further on. See when we get further. All right, guys, like, subscribe, follow us about, and see more. Bye.